All Terrain Trails is proudly associated with four-wheel freedom. Your adventure begins here.
Looks like we got us a little leak. Funny video. This as close as we can. Oh, check out this line over here. Let's give it a go.
We were supposed to be dipping down into Mexico today, but we got some really unfortunate news yesterday afternoon.
Welcome back to another All Terrain Trails adventure. The last time you saw us, we were wrapping up our time at the Overland Expo in Flagstaff. Now it's time to get out on the trails and experience the excitement of Arizona for ourselves. I'm with my friend John from Colorado. I've been riding around with him in his first-gen Tacoma for the past week. My original idea was to drive the Troopy down to the Expo in Arizona from Calgary, but after the injection pump failed at the last minute, I hopped on a plane instead to go meet him. John's Tacoma is a solid little truck equipped with a modest Bilstein lift and 32-inch tires. He sleeps in the back and I've been sleeping in a ground tent. I've heard these trails in Arizona can be harsh in a four-wheel drive, and I'm looking forward to what the next few days have in store.
All right, we have just made it to just outside of Sedona. Lots of red dirt, lots of big vistas and nice views, so we're gonna air the tires down, do this trail, and then look for a camp tonight. Probably like the most beautiful trail I have ever been on. This is insane. This lighting is so wonderful. This is so crazy. You got the sun and the clouds and the red and the green and the contrast. Oh my God, this place is incredible. Sedona, put it on your list.
The trails in Arizona are rough, to say the least. Not always the most technical, but rough. And it's not long before we found ourselves in some trouble.
What's happening? Looks like we got us a little leak. Somehow our rock from that last trail has perfectly punctured in here, but got a spare tire kit been carried around for a year or more, so time to put it to the test. So take one of these worms. I think that's a nail, man. They're cheap for tires, but not the cheapest. Who leaves a nail on the trail, man? Funny thing today, just at Expo, bought this little guy called a bottle jack buddy. You can come under here and see. So, all we do, it's be too tall. Let's not use the skid plate. Get this as close as we can. This little guy slips on right over the standard bottle jack. Get it up a little bit more. It slips right over the top. And then this part will mount right up to the axle, allowing us to safely raise it up and get this tire fixed. works, I'll be very happy. So, now we've got the tire off the vehicle here. Got a bit more leverage. Let's see. Marks my hole here. This one's pretty obvious, but sometimes it's a good idea to go ahead and mark the spot where the leak is if you can't find it earlier. Or later on, if it's a smaller leak, you might want to do that. So now we're going to go back in here, try cleaning it a little bit. A lot more work than I thought I was going to be doing in camp. The other one I did was very, very easy. We have finally got the plug in. So that was part of the tool stuck in there.
Oh, that's why you probably plug more. It ended up eating all the way through the way. No.
Yeah, so did that. Why was it so hard to get in there?
All right, everyone, we just finished up at the tire shop here this morning. Our plug held well enough to get us into town to have the tire taken off, and what they actually did was just put a new tire on because it was under warranty. So John kept the carcass of his old tire that he's going to use as a spare once he patches it himself. So now we are just back out in outside of Sedona. We're looking for some views here over at this I don't even know what you call it, these outcrops, these rock outcrops. So we're gonna go see what we can find today, and yes, come along with us. Being from Canada, I always just think all of the different desert foliage, plants and everything, the shrubbery. I think it's so cool being here because I don't get to see it very often. So just like the cactus and all these other shrubs I don't even know the name of, just very cool.
Things start heating up on the trail, and suddenly we find ourselves navigating the truck through sections of slick rock. The amount of traction slick rock gives is incredible, and a big reason why it's so much fun to drive on. What would normally seem like too big of an obstacle for this kind of truck turns out to be actually very doable.
It's just your gas. It's just your hitch. Yeah, you're good.
The area surrounding Sedona is special. The red rocks are formed by a unique layer of rock known as the Schnebly Hill Formation, a thick layer of red to orange colored sandstone found only in this area. The different layers of red rock were formed by surrounding volcanoes about 15 million years ago.
Alright guys, it's a little windy here. I'm not sure how well you can hear me, but I'll yell. We made it to the end of the trail here just outside of Sedona. This place is... I'm just speechless. There's nothing to say. I mean, it's just so incredible. I love coming to places like these. It's what makes having a four-wheel drive worth it. You definitely need four-wheel drive to get out here, right? So we're gonna head back into town and we'll catch you on the flip side.
We take an alternate route on the way out and come upon an obstacle we later find out the locals call the staircase. This will surely put John's Tacoma to the test. John and the truck escaped the staircase unscathed, but apparently this trail has more of a fight to put up before letting us go. In these situations, slow and steady always wins the race, and soon enough we find it time to air back up and hit the pavement.
Incredible trail. Just getting aired back up for a run into town. We're going to stop at a brewery and then go find a camp spot, but that was a fantastic trail. This Tacoma and all the other smaller trucks that you think might not be as capable really do such a good job. This truck is only on 32s and it can do just about anything we throw at it. So it's actually really impressive to see what these things can do. You would be surprised. It's got open diffs, limited skid plates, four-wheel drive, low range, and that's kind of all you need to get out there, guys.
Shade and a cold beer are welcomed with open arms back in the town of Sedona. After this, it's off to camp.
So one thing we're finding out about Sedona is that it is really tough to find a camp spot at the end of the day. They've shut down a lot of the primitive wild camping spots and are tending to corral people into like a big parking lot altogether. So you'll come upon a lot that has like 6 cars in it, right? And that's kind of the designated camping area, along with fire bans, no fires, right? So there's not a whole lot of option for camping out here. John was saying that the last time he was out here, there were more options, and since then they've kind of shut things down. So we're probably going to go back to where we were last night, and hopefully it's not too busy.
Just like you know, wherever you are in America.
All right, so we have found a camp spot, just a little pullout here in one of these parking lots. It is what it is, so let's get camp set up and have a good night.
some good wheeling today. A little tired, but that's to be expected when you're getting jostled around the truck all day long. But overall, another good day in Arizona.
Morning, everyone. We were supposed to be dipping down into Mexico today, crossing the border at Mexicali for a few days in Baja, down the peninsula. We were going to do some exploring down there, but we got some really unfortunate news yesterday afternoon. There was an event down there. There was a mass shooting. I hate to even say it. So very recently, and we've been trying to weigh our options here on what to do. So on one hand, Baja to me has always been a little more of a risk than Canada or the U.S. Like not much. I've never been afraid to go down the peninsula. I've always wanted to go. It strikes me as, you just got to do a little bit more research than you usually would. Prepare yourself, figure out kind of where you're going and what you're doing. There is a little more risk than usual, but nothing that I wasn't prepared to take. But then there was this shooting incident, and along with that came the information that there was an arrest made by the police in Baja, and that the individual that they arrested was some sort of drug cartel leader, however you want to call it. It sounds like it was drug trafficking related. It's concerning to me that it happened at an off-road rally race. Now, that being said, not always, and I'm not an expert in this, so take it what I say with a grain of salt, but when you have an arrest like that of a high-profile individual in the drug industry, it raises the potential for more violence and more unstableness in that region. We were looking into which parts of Baja were affected, and basically every single source that we came across said, stay away from the northern half of the Baja Peninsula, which is a big area. So how can you just say, avoid the whole region, right? But it's not that big, and that's right where we were going to be traveling through. But we've made the decision to not go into Baja this trip. Been waiting for a long time to do this, and I'm very disappointed to have to cancel. So I'm going to be honest, I'm a little disappointed with that news, but at the end of the day, we just got to keep rolling, and we got to be able to pivot. It's one of the most important things in life is the ability to change direction, pivot, change direction, and keep going. To me, guys, it's plain and simple. If there's an increased level of fighting in an area, I'm not going to go to that area. It's plain and simple. I mean, you might think differently, but to me, that's how I look at it. I'm willing to take risk, but at the same time, I do have to weigh that risk reward, right? And in this case, you know what? I got a lot of other things going on. I got a whole trip across Canada to make in July, so my mind is kind of moving there too already. So with all this being said now, I think our current plan of action is to get camp packed up here, go into town. I think we're going to make our way into Phoenix today and spend the next couple days in Phoenix camping and finding some trails there. It's supposed to be pretty hot, and I don't do particularly well in the heat. I tend to, not do so great with the heat. So Phoenix should be interesting, but we're going to go spend the next couple days there, and then I'm going to fly home, guys. So let's go.
We enter the Sonoran Desert. This place is known for being the hottest desert in both Mexico and the United States. This place can see temperatures north of 45 degrees Celsius in the summer months and is the only place in the world where the famous saguaro cactus grows.
All right, so we left Sedona this morning. We're just coming down into Phoenix, kind of passing through the Sonoran Desert, and I am seeing these massive saguaro cactus? Multiple cactus? For the first time, I have never seen these so big before. I'm usually used to seeing like the little prickly pear cactus, but these big saguaros are insane. I love it. Well, that's something you don't see in Canada every day. Wild donkey trotting down the road. We actually weren't sure if he was wild or if he had an owner, but he was all by himself. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We found another one. We found another donkey. So we are just on the trail now, making our way. Hopefully, we see on the map there's what looks like a trail down to the lake. We can get to some water tonight. Holy crap, it's huge! Just look at it!
The desert is a harsh place. What I thought had little to no life. I've never thought of myself as someone who enjoys landscapes like these. But the more time I spend here, the more I can feel my attitude towards this place changing. It's actually teeming with life of all kinds, and contains the occasional hidden oasis. I'm seeing plants and animals I've either never heard of before or have only seen in photos. I realize how rapidly I'm learning about myself and my environment just by being here for a short amount of time. I'm falling in love with the desert and all of its beauty.
Spectacular. It is places like this why we push so hard and do the things we do with our vehicles and get on planes and go to shows and go off-roading and buy all the equipment and camp and do all that stuff. It's for this right here. It's for this view, for this moment. This is what we're always chasing. We just saw this little trail going down to the water, thought, hey, what the heck, let's go check it out. And it led to probably one of the most spectacular camp spots I have ever seen in my life. You can pull right down to the water. It's clear. There's no garbage. It's clean. And the temperature is perfect, guys. A little bit of a rock shelf coming down, so I don't think we'll be expecting too many other guests, but I'm just blown away at how beautiful this spot is. The fish are jumping. Wish I had my fishing rod. But anyway, guys, it was another great day. Interested to see what tomorrow we'll have in store. But that's wrapping up another one today. We're gonna have a beer, make some food, and get to bed. But we'll catch you tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Good day.
What kind of fish is in here? Morning, everyone. It's my last day on the trip here. We had a fantastic night at camp next to this lake. Gorgeous. I can't even get over how incredible this place is. It's just a little desert oasis, and I love it. Anyway, today's my last day. I'm flying back to Calgary tomorrow. So we're going to explore around here a little bit. There's lots of trails in the area, lots of wildlife, birds, donkeys. You can hear one over there. And our first task of the day is to climb up this rock shelf that we came down last night to get into this camp spot. So I'm gonna get some film here of John crawling up in his Tacoma. No issue at all. Gotta love these little trucks, eh? These Arizona trails are rough, man. Let me tell you, we've already had a flat a few days ago. Now we're about to come down this big washout here. Just gonna walk down to the bottom and get some film here, but yeah, these little trails are no joke if you're not equipped with a good set of tires. We have reached the end of the road, down to the water here. I can't say enough how spectacular this is. Arizona is truly it has everything. It's got the pines, it's got deserts, it's got rivers, it's got everything, lakes. So check out Arizona, and this is where I'm going to wrap up this this series, guys. Thank you so much for watching our videos. I hope you enjoyed. We got lots more coming out, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy this view, get back in the truck, and make my way back to Calgary. But thanks again for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.